So this is a mass start relay training with my club OK Moss in Norway on a really nice terrain. Last training before Tiomila, so a good preparation for that. We just hit the start point there and you can see some of the junior runners are starting at a really high pace. And I decided to go into the forest a bit before them. And on this first control I just want to run pretty straight close to the red line, but I actually missed my direction a bit there in the beginning, but now I start to see the yellow contours ahead of me. And there I get passed by Christian, who is another good runner in our team, who's also running Team Mila this weekend and using this as a lot of us are using this as our last harder session before the weekend's relay. And it's nice to get to run a bit with others fast in the forest, because I haven't trained that much on that, and I will be running the first leg in Team Mila, so it's good training for that. So I actually think he runs really fast there, so I try not to push too hard, because I don't want to kill myself completely in this session just 3 days ahead of my race in Team Mila. And I see him going a bit more left, and I want to stay closer to the line. There I see the cliff to the right. And from here on I think I have a good place to attack the control. Now I'm just using the compass and looking further ahead, trying to see that small hill that the stone that is my control should be located at. And there I see the hill, and now it's job done for the first control. And soon I think we'll see Christian coming into frame, who ran slightly more left, but it seemed to be similar, because I think he will punch right before me. Maybe I got a bit closer to him on cutting some meters there. And then he got some more meters again on me, because my punching skills using the EMIT punching system that is used in Norway, I'm still not that good at it. Growing up in Sweden using Sportident, it's so much easier. You don't have to do a puzzle every time you should punch a control. Still prefer the Sportident system, although I've been living in Norway for 10 years. But I haven't actually been racing that much in Norway, so I still haven't gotten used to that. And you can see this a bit longer leg heading into the second control. Christian runs a bit more left. I think he's going to run up on those yellow hills where it's quite fast running, but I choose a little bit more straight route choice here, and I actually decided, you see that small trail leading into the control, that I'm just going to try to hit that running a pretty straight line to that trail. So here it's just a lot of compass work, and the marshes, it's been quite dry, so the marshes are quite fast. That's why I thought it was a good idea to just stick close to the line and then go to the trail to have a really safe and fast entry to the control. And here I can see those height formations in front of me, those small knolls that are yellow on the map. Those are really clear features in this terrain. And look at this forest. It's so nice. This is for sure one of my favorite terrains that we have in Moss. It's only about 10 kilometers from the city centers. It's called Ödemörk, is this part of the forest called. And yeah, for sure a nice place to do a good relay training in. And here I'm going down the slope. I actually, I try to stay away from the green area, but I think I overshoot it a bit and go a bit more right than is necessary. I should have gone a bit more straight down to the trail. Maybe a couple of seconds missed there, but here I will hit the trail. And now it's just some trail running towards a good attack point. My plan here is to leave the trail on that small cliff that you can see right on the right side of the trail coming up. And my legs are feeling quite good, but once again I don't want to do this as a complete max effort. Just 3 days out from Team Mila, it's better to save some energy, but I really need some high-speed orienteering training, since I almost never do that. My orienteering training is basically putting out and taking in controls and shadowing our juniors on our trainings where I coach. But at least I have a lot of time with map in my hand. But it's different when trying to run fast. I really need to focus, and there I leave the trail on the perfect place, right next to that cliff. And here I'm a bit curious to see if Christian will come to the left side of me on his route choice, or if I will be first heading into the second control. It's a bit hidden away on the other side of the small hill, but there I get it once again, trying to punch, take some time, and there I don't think you quite saw it, but Christian was just coming in some seconds after me into that control. But then I saw that he had a different forking, because this was the forking during this relay training, that it was this kind of butterfly forking. And I'm going to the third control there, and here my plan here was actually to, you see that small trail that I will soon get to, was to follow that to make it safe and fast, but I really didn't see it when I passed it, and then I thought, okay, then I just go more straight, and I think that was nice either way, because here I realized that I have passed that when I'm starting to see the green area, and then I see the water here, yeah, and then I just follow this. And this will lead me safely into a good place to attack the control. And oh, there I almost fell, I think. And it's at this part, it's the visibility isn't that good, because you see there are a lot of these like smaller trees. But here I come out and I have a lot better visibility. And to my right side, I can see that bigger height feature, that bigger hill. And now I just aim to get a bit to the right side of the control and take it from there. And here I think I start seeing that hill that should be my control. Yeah, quite small hill with a little cliff. This map are pretty... The map maker here plots in a lot of features, which I actually like, but there are some like small cliffs and so that are on the map. There's a lot of things to read on. And then this fourth control, short leg, I was really hesitant if I was going to run over the hill and just keep really straight line, but I decided to run around it to save some height meters. But looking at the splits afterwards, this was actually one of the legs where I didn't had the best split time. I think I lost almost 20 seconds to the fastest one on this leg, although I executed it just as I wanted, because here I have the cliff to my right side, and that's my attack point, and then I'm just going to run straight over here and try to hit that re-entrant perfectly. But it would have been faster running up on this hill, although it's just like two contours or something like that running up, and it's so fast running up on these hills, and it was completely unnecessary to get those extra meters running around it. Crazy how long time I can use on making these punches. That's a big point of where I can improve as an orienteer when running with the EMIT. And also on a training like this, there are no the punching units are just hanging from the tree, which makes it harder to punch them good. Going out to the trail here, I think that was good to not run over that hill next to the control, just using the trail. And then this is something that I always try to remind myself of heading into this butterfly control again, where the forking starts, that we will get to 3 times. And is that it's so easy to turn off your focus and relax because I'm just going back to the control that I've already been. But it's a different thing getting to the control from a different angle, and you should always take it just as seriously and have just as high focus as if it was a completely new control, which I managed to do. I leave the trail at that small knoll and I just use my compass, and there we have it once again. And here I'm knowing that Christian, the other guy that was running fast in the beginning, had started with this forking. I don't know if I'm in the lead or not. I'm just trying to keep a good pace here and do good navigation and hopefully be in front when we end this butterfly forking. Knife control. You see that cliff that I will try to avoid, so I run a bit to the right. There I see the cliff to my left side and just run up on this hill. And here it's not that big climbs here, but here I remember feeling that, okay, maybe I'm pushing a bit too hard because running up this hill towards the knife control, I was starting to feel my legs a bit. Hopefully they can recover and I didn't push too hard on this effort towards my first leg at Team Mila that I will be running. When I record this, I will be running it tomorrow actually. So it's really soon, and I'm really glad that I got in at least this one session with high-speed orienteering. And so far I'm happy with how I've been navigating. Now I have the big top of the hill to the left side, and I'm 100% sure heading into this control, and there I think I can see it as well. There we have it, and this punching unit was actually falling down and laying on the ground, and that made it faster for me to punch than when it's hanging from the tree. And here I miss a bit on my direction going out of the control actually. I was meant to go completely straight, but I start with running a bit left, some meters, some seconds that you can lose on that. Always gotta have that good routine of checking the compass really careful heading out of this control, especially on these typical middle distance legs, short legs. Just to keep it straight to the line is the fastest way to go. You miss some small seconds every time you don't have a perfect direction heading out of the control. Because there I pass this little marsh. I know exactly where I am here, and I'm spot on the red line here at least. I have compensated from that bad direction going out of the control. And here I'm just trying to look forward to that big hill, and there I see it. And there I also see some other runners. Some runners who I have caught who had this as their first forking options. So they are getting into the control there. That is a bit hidden away back there. So there we have Henning and Egon from my club. This also will be running on our team in this year's Team Mila. And for the last time I'm going back into the butterfly, trying to find a really nice, really runnable spur to run off there. And here it's just staying straight to the line. I try to aim for that small little cliff you see, to have a really secure point heading into this control. So I just follow the control line, and further along I can see that small cliff. There, I got it. And now it's just a lot of compass work. I try to look for that stone as well, to just have another clear feature as validation to know that I'm going in the right direction. But if I remember correctly, I never saw that. And actually the stones that are on this map can be really small, so I've learned to... Oh, there it maybe is. Yeah, there it was maybe, but I don't think I saw it when I actually ran. And yeah, the stones can be really small, so I have learned to not get stressed if I don't see a stone. Because here I was right at it, but I clearly didn't see it. So I just keep looking at my compass a lot. Once again, not underestimated this control just because I've been here a couple of times before at this point. And I think this was the hardest angle to approach the control from, and it's also a bit hidden away there, but I get it. And the dangling punching unit, oh, that was a pretty fast punch. I'm happy with that. Another short leg, and this is the last short leg before we will have a bit of a longer leg that has some route choice to it. Otherwise, in this train, it's about staying close to the line and just having completely high focus all the time to not do those small mistakes, because there's especially if you lose your direction, it's easy that you do a bigger mistake and do like some parallel mistakes in this kind of terrain where it looks pretty similar on most places. Here I decide to go into that big re-entrant that I'm in right here and then attack the control from there. Once again, I think, as you can see, I'm running sort of in an like S formation here. It's not 100% optimal, although I haven't done any mistakes so far. I could be more precise with my directions heading out of the control, and that could save me some time. But here I'm in a good spot to hit the control. I see that hill to the left of me now, and then I know that I can use that as my attack point. And here I just look for where I see a cliff going down, and it was actually a bit hard to see where it was, but to my right here I see, okay, back there it must be a cliff. And yes, there it was. Always a great feeling when you have that small little uncertainty heading into a control. Oh, where is it? And then there it is. Then when you realize that you don't do any mistake. And once again with these directions heading out of the control, here I miss completely. This is something I really need to work harder on my first leg on Team Mila. To don't be stressed out of the control, take my time to nail that direction. Because this I think I lose a bit of time on. It's really unnecessary to be like 20 meters off the line already here. And on this long leg, I think a bit about how I want to run. You see this trail, there's a left route choice alternative to just hit for that trail and use that to run around, which was a bit tempting. Here you see me climb. Then you could also avoid climbing this hill that I'm climbing right now. But I decided to go on a more straight options, or actually going into that trail in the middle of the leg a bit later on. But here I realized that I'm way far left on my leg and I have to compensate for that. So you'll see me crossing the leg again, and here it's definitely not optimal. You don't lose a lot of time on these kind of things, but it's 10-15 seconds I could, or maybe 15 seconds I could have ran faster to this point with a better direction heading out of the control. And it's a bit tempting just using the trail here, but I realize that's just playing it too safe. I can for sure execute it faster if I jump between these two trails. So I just run over that and try to pay more attention to my direction. I really don't like that S formation that I have created there. Way too many unnecessary meters. Have to do better on that. And spoiler alert, somewhere during this leg I will fall down a cliff. if you were tempting to click off, now you have a cliffhanger. A real cliffhanger that I will fall off a cliff at some point during this leg. You can comment down below if you can guess what cliff already now that I will fall off on. But here I'm doing a good job on the direction and will soon hit that trail. And then here is the option to just continue on that as I get up there on the trail. Here I get up on it, so the plan is just use this trail for a little bit to still keep going pretty straight. But there's an option here to go completely around to the left, and there were some runners doing that had a pretty good leg time. So I was a bit unsure actually, but I thought I saw that it wasn't that tough terrain going straight forwards, but I used this trail a little bit more. I thought about cutting just directly over, but I used it a bit here, and soon I will head into the forest again. So there I head into the forest. And my plan here is to run pretty straight from here. And if you can see when we'll pass that big cliff section, right to the left of the line there's a small opening. So that's my goal now, to hit that, because those cliffs are big in this kind of terrain. When there are this bigger version of the cliff symbol, you don't want to take the gamble to just think you can jump down there, because they are pretty high and you can get stuck, and then you can quickly lose some time. So now I'm actually running really good on direction for once. That's good. And I'm aiming for that opening between the cliffs, and if I can hit that, I should be able to have a good last part of this leg. So running down in the marsh here, looking for that reentrant to just run up there and into the second marsh. And then here I know I take it very seriously, wanting to find that opening. I do try to do precise navigation, because I know I will lose time if I go too much to the left or too much to the right. And here I'm sure where I'm at the marsh. And I see the bigger hill to the left side of me, so I know if I can just keep that sort of height control line to that hill, I will be at a good spot. And although these are big cliffs, you could there's some nice soft marsh on the other side, so you maybe could have gambled to just take a lot of speed and then jump into the marsh. But then you maybe would be stuck there, because this marsh was one of the wetter ones we had to pass today. But yeah, I'm really happy here. I'm sure that I will hit that opening in the cliff and hopefully find a fast way down where I don't have to waste any time. Because that was sort of the thing. If I was going to go straight here and not left go around, I need to, there I am done. I needed to find a fast way to pass that cliff. This marsh was really, really deep at some parts. I just tried to find a nice way to go through it. And here I was a bit hesitant, because I knew I was going to get out on the trail, but I thought if I needed to go more left to avoid the green, but I decided to start to go a bit on the trail and then rather turn more left to avoid the worst green areas once the trail turned up here. So I go down to this small little water here, and then I run alongside this one. And here I thought of going over to the other side and running in the white forest area, but then there was actually sort of this animal trail or something going along here, so I just decided to follow that, and I was really happy that I found a really runnable part in the green area here. And then I thought, okay, then I can just keep straight to my line, because this was quite fast, although it's dark green on the map. So sometimes you need to adapt a bit and see, okay, my plan was to go more left, but here it was really runnable. Then it's no point to waste any more height meters. And now we're getting closer to control, and once again I will fall down a cliff. So now there's not that many cliffs that I can fall down. So we will see. But at this point I was luckily unaware of that and thought I had a great attack point leading into the control. But once again I go a bit too much left there, but I want to hit that sort of saddle height area and follow that up into the control. And when I realize here I'm a bit left to the control, looking around, I thought about going directly down and just following the cliffs, but I do the decision that I think that it's so runnable up here, so I can just follow here and then find a good path down, which maybe wasn't that smart. We'll see soon. Here I go and try to find a way down the cliff, and there I go. You see that? It was really fast, like falling down, rolling around, and then continue running, pretending like nothing happened. I don't know what happened there. It looks like, I just remember, all of a sudden I was falling. It looked like I just stepped down the cliff and fall or something. Once again, I'm way too untrained on running fast through the forest. That's maybe why I'm clumsy like that. But I'm happy I didn't injure myself. I thought that 1 second when I was in the air, I thought that, okay, now I'm going to injure myself and have to throw in the towel 2 days before Team Mila that I've been looking forward to. But happily, I didn't do that. But I was a bit surprised by that fall. And this control here, I have that spur to the right of me, and here I'm just looking for that those 2 small knolls and that yellow area. And here you see a lot of fallen trees, so there's supposed to be a lot of under vegetation and fallen trees to the right of me, but all of a sudden I'm completely stuck here by some new fallen trees. And here I get really unsure of where I'm actually at, because I think, oh, am I so far right that I am at that green area to the right of me? But then I think, no, I must be close to the control. But then the weird thing here I am right next to that area with 2 knolls and yellow area. And you see right in front of me it is, but there's also some like fallen trees there that it doesn't look that open. So in my head it was going to be this nice open hill area. So I get really confused, and here I do a quite big mistake. You see me stopping completely, looking around. But what I'm doing good here is that I'm stopping, I'm looking around, and eventually I look back, and then I see, when I look completely back here, I see further ahead, I see that big hill behind me, and I can realize that, okay, I am really close to the control. And soon here my camera, every half an hour my camera cuts to a new file, so it will be a small gap. But here I run a bit back, and I'm really stressed because I think there the camera cut. So I realized there that I must be further ahead and run back. But that was a mistake for sure. Clearly it was. And I think I lost like 1 minute and 10 seconds or something like that. But I was happy no one caught me there, but I got that feeling of getting a bit stressed, because at this point I thought that I was in the lead. And didn't want to lose that, although it's just a training race. I'm always competitive, so don't want to lose my lead. And to quickly evaluate that mistake that I did there, I should have just continued to trust my direction. And when I got confused there, I should have just continued a little bit further. But what I did good was that I didn't start stressing around and running in a completely different direction. I managed to stop completely, take both of my feet to the ground and look around, and still lost over a minute, but at least not a completely destroyed leg race from a 1 minute and 10 seconds mistake, although you of course want to avoid that. I'm happy that I didn't get stressed, and that's the hard thing to do. It's easy to do in a training race like this, but to do it on a big competition like Team Mila this weekend, I will need to remind myself, if I'm hesitant like that, it's much better to stand still and figure it out and start running around like a hen with a chopped off head or something. So next leg, maybe I can also say that mistake was because I was shaken up after that extreme cliff fall. No, that's just a bad excuse. But this next leg, I want to run up on these yellow open area hills, and here it's so nice. This is nice terrain, but soon we're heading into some tougher areas. There's a lot of green heading into the 12th control. But my game plan is simply staying a bit to the left of the line to use that sorry, I had to make a short break to actually Google what this blue thing is called, and it's called a stream, of course. I think earlier in the video I referred to it as water of some kind. I need to refresh my orienteering English vocabulary a bit if I'm going to do these kind of videos. But I'm really happy with my direction here, just going through that green area, and here I want to hit perfectly on that stream that it's of course called. And I managed to do that. Here's the stream, and now it's just I don't need to run in the stream, but I just here when I run at a place like this, when I have a clear feature like that stream to follow, I just use my eyes and my neck looking around and just trying to find the most runnable area close to that stream. And just as long as I'm close to that and have that, now I can see like right to the right of me, I can see it all the time, and then I just try to find a fast way through here. And it's nice running through a green area like this to have a clear feature to follow, because here I don't have to look at the map at all. I just have to read the terrain and found the most runnable place. And then this control shouldn't be too hard to attack, because I will pass this trail, and then we have this other stream on the other side. And then if I can just keep on the left hand side of that and get that small knoll before the re-entrant, I should be all good. And it's not that much left of this course. So here I would normally, if this was a race and not a train race, I would try to really speed up here, because it's not that hard orienteering, but I try to save a little bit to the weekend's competition. But once again, I'm competitive, so I want to win this training. If you can win a training, I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't think like that, but it's fun, especially now when I'm running orienteering mainly for fun. It's fun to race and find this. There we have the control. Yeah, some rough terrain to pass for sure, but I finally have it. Let's see if I can do a fast punching. I'm getting better. That wasn't too bad. But here, now analyzing this, it's clear that, okay, I'm doing a decent job in orienteering, besides that mistake. But here you see me, I started going out in the wrong direction, because I just started going quite straight to the line without analyzing the leg first. And here I for sure want to use that trail to the left of the leg. So you see me, it was very unnecessary to start going a bit straight and then running a bit left. So have a bit more patience going out of the controls, and maybe not more patience. I can still run fast, but I just need to turn on my head and really focus, because it's so crucial going out of the control to optimize things every day. That makes the whole rest of the leg so much simpler. So that's something I always try to remind myself of. And here we have the trail. And here I have some time to think. This is the last real control of the course, and I have some time to think here how I want to attack the control. There are some different options when I go out to that bigger gravel road. Either way, you can keep following that to the right and take it from there, or you can go straight on. And I decide to not go straight on, because you see that there are some green patches, and you really have to, if you start running up and down those small hills, it will take a lot of time going straight. So I opt for the safer option, which is something I would try to do when I run the first leg on Team Mila this weekend as well, to find safe and still fast options to minimize the risk of mistakes. So, and here there are also two alternatives of going right. You can go all the way to that trail and follow that trail into the control, but that I think is a bit unnecessarily long to run. So I decided to go where you see this little stream that I soon will get into, and use that, and then use that yellow height, and then attack the control from there, which makes the control a bit harder to take, but I think it shouldn't be that difficult, although the control is located in one of those diffuse re-entrants. That is always a bit tricky control placements. But here I head in, I see that small little stream, there we see it quite clear, and here I just follow that up to that yellow small hill with a cliff on it. Yeah, as I said, really nice terrain, but there are some rougher areas that you have to go through. And there it's actually a control for another course on that cliff. So I'm 100% sure that I know where I am here. But then this is a crucial part here, because I need or want at least an attack point closer to the control. So now I'm aiming for that I will of course run over the stream, and then I aim for that hill that I soon there past the stream, and then I see the hill right to the right of me there. Just other frame, you see that small hill, and that's my attack point. And here I'm checking the compass a lot, because I don't want to end this race with another mistake. One mistake is enough. And although it was frustrating to do that mistake, maybe it was good heading into the big Team Ila relay this weekend, because at least I, having run so little orienteering myself lately, or the last couple of years, I needed a reminder that you need to have a huge respect for the challenge, and as soon as you start lose focus and don't do the job properly, you are punished with a 1 minute mistake like I was on that control. But other than that, it was a good race. Main things I could improve on is the direction heading out of controls. And I was right that I was in the lead. Actually, Christian, who was in the lead to the first control, didn't run the whole course. He wanted to save his legs to Team Ila, so he just ran part of the course at competition speed. And here, heading into the last control. And this was really nice day to run orienteering, and actually my whole family was here. My wife and my 2 kids were here and eating some lunch while I was out there running, so I was looking forward to getting back to them. You have the last control. Happy with the race, although there are things that could be improved on.